Okay, looks like I'm live. I don't see anyone joining us yet, but I'm sure we'll see people in time hopping on the chat. I am going to say hello on here, and I'm going to encourage people once you join us to say hello yourself. Today is a little bit of a different format, but something that I did a lot when I was teaching. I got a notification already. Teaching elementary school. When I was teaching elementary school, my favorite thing to do was storytelling. And rather than storytelling like making stuff up or um, uh, like telling fiction, I like to storytell about my own life because I think when you have a teacher, one of the things that you want is to know a bit about them personally. So I haven't done that too much on this YouTube channel. So I thought I would tell you guys a little bit because I have to be honest with you. Friday was fun because people asked questions, and there was more engagement. So it left me in a position to say more, and I think I watched it afterwards, and I thought it looked pretty interesting. So do some storytelling. So I'm going to tell you guys about my weekend. Oh boy. I went to my mom's house, and my mom's house is where I grew up. And went to school and that sort of thing. And it's in the country. So when I was growing up, I was a country student and a kid growing up on, like I think I mentioned last time that we owned 40 acres. And so I wanted to show you guys, I was trying to explain the size of 40 acres. So I wanted to show you guys what that really looks like. So just give me a second, and I'm gonna see if I can I'm gonna see if I can get get a kind of like a Google Maps view. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna get a Google Maps view. If you guys wind up with questions, that's all right, and then we'll just take it from there. But I wanted to show you guys where I grew up. So there is, I mean, I could do this. Let's see, if I want to make this green screened, I'm gonna try. Can't remember how to do it. No, that's not it. It's here. I there are certain filters that I've been using and liking. And there's a couple ways we could do this, but let's green screen it and see how it goes. Chroma key. And so I'm going to make my backdrop invisible. Oh, oops. I made the wrong thing invisible. So yeah, I'm so far really, really doing a great job. Yeah, so here we go. That's the one. There, now I'm invisible, and I'm just going to make it a little bit more invisible. There we go. There's just a tiny bit of invisibility, and now there's a Google search engine floating below me, so that's great. And also you can still see my kitchen, but that's all right. So far we haven't seen any questions, but yeah, I grew up in the country. So if you guys have questions about growing up in the country, put those up in the chat. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try. Let me see if I can find. I'm just looking for the window. All right, I'm going to say okay to this. Yeah, for some reason I can't find my Google Chrome window. Yeah, that's that one. Oh, here it is. Yeah, okay. So it took me a second, but I found the tab. So I'm going to show you guys maps. All right, so we're going to maps. There's Google Maps. You guys might not see some of this because it's off screen, but if I just zoom out, there's Winnipeg. Let me see what you guys are seeing, just to be sure that I'm not leading you astray. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm still kind of in the way, and I noticed that I my window capture I chroma keyed it, and that's not good because there's a lot of green in it. So I'm going to remove the chroma key from that. I did that by accident. There we go. So now you're seeing parks and things like that. So there's Winnipeg. And I'm just going to, just for the sake of ease of use there, we'll go full screen with that. And then we're going to go up on this map. Oh, that zooms out. How do I move around on this map? Oh, probably clicking. Yeah, okay. So there's this highway right here coming off of, zoom in on it, off of Winnipeg. That's Highway 6. So growing up, that was my connection to Winnipeg, because growing up in the country, you wind up in a lot of, ooh, boy, that's really zoomed in, but that's fine. Yeah, I'm taking you guys on a little tour. So this is, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. That is the town of Warren. So the town of Warren is where I went to high school. And so I have a lot of memories, good memories of my time there. Oh, there we go. You guys are I just see people. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So we've got, hey, I'm glad to see people have joined us. Yeah, lots of people. So we have multiple viewers. So yeah, I'm going to remind you guys, if you have a question, what I'm doing right now is I'm showing you guys, because I grew up in the country, I'm showing you guys, and you can't see me. I'll just turn me on for a second if you're only just joining us. There's me. Hey, you guys. Yeah, so I'm just taking you guys on a tour of some of the places that I grew up and doing some storytelling. And if you guys have a question, then I'll try to answer that as best I can. So yeah, in that view, I'm just going to turn my camera off again. Yeah, let me know if you hear weird audio or anything like that. Yeah. And then, so there's actually, Rubber Ducky. Oh, okay. I'm moving the wrong thing here. There, that's the map. Rubber Ducky Campground. I stayed there just a little while ago, and it's a really nice little campground. But anyway, that's the town of Warren. That's where I went to high school. This is the town of Woodlands, where I went to elementary school. You can see it kind of lighting up blue there. I don't think you guys can see my mouse, right? But I have to figure out how to do that. So that's the town of Woodlands where I went to school. And yeah, I just drove past Woodlands, like I said, on Saturday. And then we just carry on and we find this road. It's 411 road. And then if I carry on down 411 road off of Highway 6. So we're heading north. And so this is, Highway 6 is the road to Thompson. And I think that's meaningful to some people who might be tuning in. Ashern and then Thompson following that. Oh yeah, I see conversations happening. That's good. Oh, okay. And also, yeah. So we've got Perry and Chelsea and Marie have joined in. So we got 4 adult viewers and also 1 student. So that's great. Yeah. So this is 411. That's my rural road. And then there's this little road. This is how I landmark it. I can see that there's a road that connects to Highway 6. And so that's 411. So if I zoom in now, and I think I can go into satellite view, what I'm trying to do is, let me zoom out again. Yeah, I'm trying to, I think this is it. Nope. There we go. I'm trying to get the satellite view of going to my mom's house. So let me a second here. I'm going to press options, work at home. Oh, local information. Search this area. Oh wait, I think there he is. There's the street view guy. So let's see what happens if I throw the street view guy down here. There we are. So this is the Manitoba Rural Road 411, and I get a nice 3D view of where I grew up. I'm just gonna click on. Oh yeah, okay. That tells me what I need to know. I just want to make sure that you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. There, look at everyone. So yeah, Marie joined us today because she is kind of like my moderator. She's able to answer questions when I'm not tuning into the chat. So yeah, this is an open field right next to my house. If I go this way, oh, there's a car. That's funny. That's not my mom's car or anything, but we're pretty close. So I'm just driving down this open field. Okay, I see where we are. We aren't quite there yet. but I do know where we are. Those are actually my neighbors. And the funny thing about growing up in the country is that your neighbors are often miles away from you. So we've got some driving to do. But I know exactly where I am here. I'm just tuning around here. Yeah. I mean, I could probably stand to drop. Oh, let's keep going. I could drop if I drop the pin a little farther, we wouldn't have to drive so much. That's my only thing. But we're kind of like, I'm taking you guys on this is the mega tour of where I grew up. So these are all, it's like poplar forests and stuff like that. And it was a really nice place to grow up. Yeah. Yeah, so far I haven't seen any questions, but if you guys have questions, that's what I'm going to encourage. So I'll say ask a question. Because the more questions we ask, the more we get information that we might be interested in or care about. So, I think, let me look at this now. Where am I? I might be going, unfortunately, I'm looking now, and I think I was going in the wrong direction. So what I'm going to do, let's see if we can grab this guy. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so yeah, I got turned around. And so I was actually driving in the wrong direction. Ooh. So I'm trying to make up for it. So I was doubling back over myself. But I was anticipating seeing a little cemetery because I grew up next to a cemetery. And this is it. So this is a very small, not very well marked gravesite. And there are people that I know that were buried there. And interestingly, if we were looking for storytelling, there's a strange thing the ditch does here. So in the cemetery itself, the ditch is actually quite a bit smaller. And the reason is because they actually don't have markers for everybody that's buried there. Boy, it's dusty in that spot. That's what I grew up with, a lot of dust. All right, I'm gonna go to chat because I know people might be asking questions now. There you go. I still see. That's great that everybody joined me. Yeah, and we're almost to my mom's house. So there I am again. Hey, you guys, and just bear with me while I get a couple more miles down the road. And I'll show you where I was this weekend. We're following a dusty car. That's a funny thing about Google Maps. And in fact, this Google map, well, I can check a lot of facts about this. So it says at the bottom that this was captured in May 2012. So there's been some changes since 2012. But actually you're seeing... We'll let that load for a second. There we go. That's a stop sign. So this is my property here. You can kind of see the Google Street View map going down there. So this is the property that I grew up on, 40 acres at my mom's place. If you look here, I think I can zoom in on it a little bit. Let's see. There's a farm implement. And that was left by whoever was here before me. So, in the 80s, I moved onto that property. That's a good question. The municipality. So, it is RM of Woodlands is the municipality that I grew up in. And you can see, I'm just like looking, yeah, that's the municipality I grew up in. But like the township that I was connected to is Lake Francis. That's where we got our mail. Yeah, there's a really nice big rock right here. That's there's a lot of actually huge, decent rocks on the property. If you walk around, if you're ever in the mood to rock hound. Yeah. And then I'll just go, oh, that's my driveway. There we go. Yeah, so this isn't where I live now, but this is where I grew up. And that's kind of, for me, a fun thing. So if I was to zoom in on this, it might even say, yeah, it does. You can see it says right here on the mailbox, it says Creed, and there's a nice little Canada flag. It's just a quick story about this mailbox. The mailbox looks like it's in a metal jug. But the metal jug is actually filled with cement. And that is because we need this mailbox to be really well built because it got some mistreatment. That's version 10 of that particular mailbox. Yeah, looks like there's some nice dandelions. And then I'm trying to zoom out again. I think, yeah, there we go. So that's the road that I walk down every day to go to school. And so you can see in the distance, if I zoom in and then go up, you can see that this house right here is my house. It's a 3-story house that I grew up in. Yeah, and that having a 3-story house, was very neat because on a windy day, that house would rock. It's a very old house, 100 years old, and very big. And in the prairies, if something's big and it's windy, it moves. And so if you sat at the top on a windy day, you'd feel the house move, which is a little scary to think of, but that's just the reality of a house like that. So that's where I was this weekend. Out visiting my mom, and that was really nice. I'm just gonna check if we've got anything in the way of questions, but I'm glad people definitely. Oh yep. Down Highway 6 is right. Yeah. So you'd go down Highway 6, and then that's that dusty road we were going on is 411. So 411 takes you to St. Ambrose Beach, which is a really nice beach. So I used to be able to bike, and I could take you on that part of the tour as well. If we kept going. If I wanted to hop out of this map, let me see if I can exit Street View. There we are. So this is just a little rural road. But then if I just I'm going to zoom out a little bit if I can. There we go. So there's 411 ending at 4:30. And then 4:30 ends at the beach. And this is St. Ambrose Beach. So I'll show you guys. This is a beautiful beach. One of the nice things is sandy beach, but people were not really visiting that one. It's not really populated. And so it's a nice little kind of secret that you can sit on a beautiful sandy beach with sometimes like blue lake water. And there's just nobody around. It's just quiet. And it's nice. I used to camp. This is a provincial park, so I used to camp here. I'm going to see, I saw that the Street View kind of stops at the end of this road when we get to the beach. Whoa. Looks like I haven't seen that before, but that looks like the road in 2012 was damaged. It's at the damage that the Street View stopped working. So the Google Street View car was like, nope, I'm out. This is interesting to see. Right where those trees are in the distance, that's where the lake is, but I can't really show you it. Yeah. All right. So let me see if there's any more questions. We've been at this a while. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you asked. My mom is great. Yeah, she's actually one of my subscribers on YouTube, so she theoretically could be watching this as well. But yeah, she's doing well. As a family, we overwinter a lot, so it's kind of like when we did this quarantine thing. That's something that's almost normal for our family, is that we kind of drop off the map and aren't very social over winter. So it just was like felt like a long winter, and now it feels kind of like spring and summer's here, and it's, people are feeling a little safer. So, I didn't have anything to worry about there. Oh, that's a pretty prairie sky, isn't it? Look at the clouds there. Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's just a picture of where I grew up. I learned, oh boy, I'm just going to close this window. I'm going to turn back my camera. There we are. Hey, you guys. It's me. This is like a little different. This is me in front of a prairie sky and road. Yeah, I learned through some Aboriginal ed that the importance of who you are, it's just as important as what you teach. That you can show up and say, this is who I am, is some of the most valuable stuff to students. And I do try to live that way. It's probably not the first time you've heard about things in my life, but it's nice for you guys to get a chance to see a little tour of where I've been. And you know, sometimes I've lived in the city now for 22 years, but I still sometimes think of myself as a country boy. You know, and when I get out there, I trek through the woods. That's what I was there to do. I was hoping to harvest mushrooms, and I mean, obviously, I wanted to see my mom as well. And just if you were wondering, we were all careful as a family to keep that social distance. We kept 6 feet away from each other, because every family that you go closer than that is one more family that you're kind of putting at risk. So we were very careful about that. And someday we won't have to be careful like that anymore. And the reason we're careful now is so that we won't be careful later. We won't have to be careful later. Okay, so the question is, how far is it? It can take about 50 minutes. And then sometimes it's a little less. I used to be really great at highway driving. So I was like fast on the highways, and I was felt comfortable passing people. You know, on Highway 6, it can be a scary road. But when I was driving it all the time, I was very comfortable on it. But now, just being used to city driving, when I'm going 100 kilometers an hour, and then I have to speed up to pass somebody who's going 70 or whatever, it feels scary to me. I don't want to be going into the oncoming traffic lane, so it takes me longer now than it used to travel that distance. And I'm glad you asked, though. So it can take 50 minutes. I know some people who can do it in 40, but they're probably not necessarily following all the rules and being as safe as possible. But yeah, it's easy. It's easy 40 minutes to Woodlands, and then another 10 to my mom's, and that gets me to what I feel like is, I still call it home. I'm going home to visit. Okay, it's been a long stream, 22 minutes. So I'm happy. I'm happy that you guys got a chance to see that. I'm just gonna check one more time for questions, and if you guys don't have any questions, let's call it a day. But I'm glad you joined me on the. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, Maria's right. If Woodlands, I think, is 50 kilometers, something like that, away from. So if you think 100 kilometers an hour, it should take a half hour. But there's always interruptions, and there is traffic and etc. So it's about 60 kilometers to my mom's. Yeah, there you go. So thank you guys for tuning in. And I'm going to sign out like I always do, reminding you guys to wash your hands for 20 seconds at a time, and also to be sure to take care of each other. Thanks for tuning in today. Bye.